start. And I believe what we're doing here is a revolution because this pay plan, when you really commit and understand this pay plan, it's going to absolutely blow your mind. So welcome to the call. We're going to be going over the pay plan here. So with that, what we have here is we're showing you, and I'm not showing a top-down approach because we aren't an MLM, and typically MLMs from a hierarchical point of view start with, a person at the top, kind of like what I've laid out in the other section. And I'm just doing that so you guys can understand the nitty gritty of the comp plan. But when people see it, I want them to see concentric circles, so that so we can understand that, you throw up a pebble in a pond, and over time, those concentric circles grow kind of like a community does, virally. So what happens is first we got to understand, where does the coded bonus money in the infinity plan come from? And to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll up to this bottom section here, and you should be able to see this okay. And what this does is the infinity pack as a package itself is actually worth $96. But you pay 135 for the infinity. So where's the other 39? Well, the other 39 is your fast track. So remember, whenever you bring an infinity person in, you're always going to receive the fast track commissions, even if that person, like I'm going to show you in a few minutes, is shared in somewhere upline from you into what we call the infinity loop, or the new sharing economy, whatever you want to call it. 39 is fast track, which you're always going to get paid for, even if you share the person, and then the 96 is going to be divvied up in a couple different ways, and how that 96 is divvied up, and this is also why we pay on a 28-day schedule versus a 30-day schedule, because a lot of people ask that. They go, why do you do that? And of course, some people are going to say, well, it's because the company can make an extra month of revenue, because if you take 12 times 2, it's almost equal to another month, which does make a lot of sense from a revenue point of view. That's I don't see that as a negative. I see that as a positive, not just for the company, but if you have 13 pay periods in a year versus 12 pay periods respectively, you're going to be happier because you got 13 pay periods. So that's one reason, but the main reason for it is because we're taking this $96 and we're splitting it in two. $60 is called the coded commission, so that's in the shared economy. And remember, every 7 days you're going to get paid $15 of the 60 bucks. So now the question is, well, why don't we get the full amount right now? Like, why don't we get the whole $60? I sponsored the person, why don't we get it? Well, this is the issue, is because we have a proprietary a logarithm that in essence rebuilds the genealogy to put all of the people, and I'm going to show you how the sharing works. And because it puts all of those people on your front line every week, we wouldn't be able to do that, and we'd have to change the rules. And then the rules become something where you wouldn't want to be a part of it if we did it a different way. Like, for instance, if we took that $60 and we paid it out right away, that would mean that that person, when you enroll them, okay, great, you get the $60 in the first person, but number two and three are going to go into the infinity loop above you. So what's happened is you're going to, in essence, lose, for if we did this the whole thing at once, for the whole month, you would lose all the income off of those people that would be coming through. And we kind of looked at the way that structure was, and we go, well, that doesn't make sense. Why don't we have this so that we're in a new sharing economy? We can share these people every 7 days. So what we need to do with our coding, and what we need to do with the servers and stuff we have, because it's a big load of math on the servers because we're rebuilding the genealogy, is in essence, from a legal standpoint, we're actually recoding the structure of the business so that the flow comes to you on your first level. So when we talk about infinity being in essence, a one level PayPlan, it certainly is because those people are legitimately being coded to you so that you can receive the $15. Now, when you take a look at 28 days, if you divide 28 by 7, we all work, from basically Sunday to Saturday. That's a 7-day week. So if you take 60 and you divide it by 4, that means what the company can do is we can hold that $60 in reserve, and then every week as the genealogy does what's it coded to do, that $15 is shared either with you or it's shared with someone who's above you with the infinity share. And I'll get to the infinity share in a couple minutes. So that's how the $60 work. Now, there's no dumb question. And the reason there is no dumb question is because in explaining this, this is a compensation plan that's never been done before. It's a takeoff of something that was around in the 90s. We made it a whole lot better. We made it fair for everyone, and it makes sense in the new sharing economy. But if you guys have questions about what I just went over and how the $60 is divvied out, please raise your hand and ask me that question so I can go over it now. Because once you guys get this, I'm telling you, you're going to be on the phone with every person who's ever been an influencer in your life to say you need to take a look at this company because what they're doing in the new sharing economy has never been done before. And for the revenue that you're going to be bringing in as you build a community and the payouts that we have, the payouts are they're so much higher than anything that you've ever been involved with before. Because typically, what happens in a unilevel plan where you're down, say, 7 or 9 levels, and you have to, and you got titles that go across. Usually, there's about between 7 and 15 titles. I think Malaluka's got 45. But what happens is you might get a bonus at 300, another bonus at 2,000, another bonus at 4,500, another bonus at 12 or 15,000, another bonus around 40,000, another bonus around 80 to 100,000, another bonus about 150,000, so on and so forth. So as you hit those titles and the things that you need to do to hit those titles, like having a certain size team, doing a certain amount of retail, all of those different things are coded into companies' comp plans so that at the end of the day, when you don't hit that for that month, guess who gets the money? The company gets the money. It's called breakage. It's a very important part of why some companies are extremely profitable, like Amway. Like Amway can say we pay out up to 62%, but in reality, Amway pays about 23 to 27% of their compensation plan. And the reason why there's such a discrepancy in the two is because of all the different ways you can make money, each different way you can make money is another way that if people fail at that task, the company gets to keep the difference 99% of the time. So just so you guys know how it is, because I've come from the company side and I've also built huge organizations. So I kind of have a good handle as a consultant for so long in the industry of how the compensation plans go because I built a lot of them. So that's how that is. So understand that the $60 of the 96 is going to be split up where you're going to receive $15 every 7 days. Now let's just look at that $15 for a second. Comparatively to say you're in a product company and there's $100 product or $150 auto ship with shipping and stuff like that. Generally, if you look on most comp plans, whether it's a hybrid model where you're building 2 or 3 legs and it also counts as a level, they'll probably have a fast start bonus. Generally, what you'll find is that on those orders that come in depth, 5, 6, 7 levels in depth, generally most comp plans will have anywhere from a 1% to a 5%. So that means if there was 100 points of bonus, maybe you're paying $150, but there's $100 of bonus that they're paying out, and that person was on your 6th level in a unilevel, most comp plans would pay you from 1 to 5% of that 100 bonus points, which would be between $1 and $5. With us, you're getting $15 every single week. It's significantly higher, and that's why when you go to the calculator and you start, messing around with the values with respect, I've sponsored this many people and they've sponsored this many people and they're all Infinity members. They're just spending 135 a month. When you start looking at the size of the community, the amount of revenue that's derived by that community, and how much actual payout you get, that is a testament to how good this pay plan is. And the best part is we're not a multi-level marketing company because everything's being coded directly to you on the front line. So it's really, really cool. Okay, so that's how the $60 work. Remember, at any time you guys can put your hand up and I'll stop and I'll answer any questions you have. And every question you have is the most important question to every single person in this community. Because remember, did you start taping this? Yeah, this is being taped. So this is being taped. So we're going to put this in the back office so that people have an opportunity to be able to learn. So that being said, let's go into the matching bonus. Now, the cool thing about the matching bonus is the fact that there's $96. 96 minus 60 equals 24. You can see the math right here. And in that 24, we have bronze, we have silver, and gold. So those are our three titles. And and with respect to the three titles, what happens is we wanted to start paying right from day one. So if you're an Infinity, so you've personally put in 135 for your 28-day cycle, and you sponsored your first Infinity, at that very moment, what's going to happen is you're going to receive 10% um, uh, of that person's coded commissions. Now, this is really, really cool. I'm going to go over how people are shared up into the infinity loop in a few minutes. We're going to get to that so you guys can see how the movement goes. But moreover, what you need to understand that even if you're sharing a person into the infinity loop and you're not getting that $15 off of them for this week, don't trip over pennies when $100 bills are falling out of the sky. Because if that person, I talked to a leader yesterday, and this guy could just absolutely just kill this. And I was talking to another leader who is going to probably put that leader in. I said, you got to understand something because this other guy's an Asian. I said, if that guy gets this and he goes and crushes it, because you're an infinity and you sponsored him as an infinity, if he makes $10,000 a week, and let's say it takes him 6 months to do that, and all of a sudden he's making $10,000 a week in the shared economy coded commissions that you see on the left hand side underneath the 60, that's what's happening every single week in his business. Even if that person's shared above you and you're not making the $15 for this week, but he did 10,000 in coded commissions, guess what you get? You still get 10% of that. So you're not losing that person for a month or for forever. You're just in a position where you're sharing. This is a new sharing economy. You're sharing that position, that person into the community that's above you, into what we would call the infinity loop, to the people who are coded above you, to be able to help them out. But the thing is, remember, you have people that are being shared with you as well. And I'm going to get into that. But the coolest thing is that you're never going to be in a position where you're going to not have the opportunity to earn the bronze, the silver, and the gold. So then this guy asked me the next question. He says, wow, he says 10% just for one guy. He goes, well, what would happen if I went and did some extra work? And I said, well, if you put in four people at the 135 level, I says, we're going to double that matching bonus from 10 to 20 because you're going to be a silver. And if you went out and got four more people and you had eight, we're going to double it again to 40%. So now if that guy's making $10,000 a week, you're going to be in a position that you're going to make 40% off that 10,000. And he's like, this is unreal. He says, this is just incredible. And I'm like, yeah. I says, that's what got me so excited about this. So that is how the $96 of the Infinity Pack is broken up. Remember, if you take a look at here, and I love these things that we have, you see the 96, $60 coded, 24 is matching. So, and what we're doing is we're paying out $84 of the 96, which equals an 87% payout. So up to 87% is a payout. So that means that if you take that 96 and you add the 39 for the fast track, which you're always going to receive because that person's coded to you, that's 135. So that's super exciting, and that's how it goes. So now let's look at how the actual loop, and I'm going to explain this first, and then I'm going to show you in a different way. Now, I was saying earlier, what we like to do is we like to show things as concentric circles because we're not an MLM, and we don't want people to equate us with an MLM. We're different. We do business different, from the administration side to the distribution to everything we've done, because we're building a legacy company here. So here we go. Is you have person A, B, and C. You've personally enrolled them, and this is showing how they're shared into the infinity side. Okay, how they're shared up into the organization. So you sponsor three people, and they're all 135 level. They're all infinity. What happens is for the first week, A is going to stay with you. So you're going to receive the whole $60 over that 28 days. So every week you're going to receive $15. Okay. Um, and also because you've put in three people here, not four, you're going to be a bronze, and you'll receive a 10% matching on what A's making in his code of bonuses, or her. B and C are going to be shared in the infinity loop, in the infinite general generated shared economy. They're going to be shared to whoever's coded above you. Okay. So that means that for week one, you're not going to receive the $15 on B and C for that 7 day period. However, I'm going to show you why this is so awesome and why you want to be sharing these people. Okay. So the simple rules are this. B and C, their commissions for week one are going to go into they're going to go above. And every 7 days, what's going to happen is the code's going to come in, and it's going to share, because you've enrolled three infinities personally. It's going to share 50, it's going to share two of those personals up into the community. So now you're sitting there going, well, Russ, I could have had $180 by putting in those three people. And now instead of making 180 bucks, I'm only making $60 off of that potential revenue. So that doesn't get me too excited. But wait, there's more. And I'll show you what the more is in a sec here. I just want you to I want you to understand that every 7 days, there's always going to be two Infinity members that you've personally enrolled that are going to be shared to the person who's coded above you. Okay. And what the computer will do is the computer, through its logarithm, is going to find, it isolates the four top revenue producing um, individuals in your business every week, and then it shares two of those four, but they'll never be the same. So for instance, with three people here, week one you keep A, and B and C go up. Well, in week two, what would happen is B would stay with you, and you'd make the $60, the $15 off of B for that week, and A and C would go up in infinity. In week three, C would stay with you, and B would go up. So you notice that what we're doing is we're never going to share the same two people week after week. Now, this is one of the reasons why you want to go silver and why you want to go gold, is that you want to be in a position that you're not only, based on revenue, sharing different people every single week, but moreover, you're setting an example for the people who you've personally enrolled to do the same thing, because when they start enrolling people and this starts to duplicate, that's where the the coded members really get shared. So I'm going to show you the sharing rules right here, and then I'm going to go and show you a different type of hierarchical chart so that you gain a little bit of a deeper understanding. Let me just see, has anybody have their hands raised yet? No? Okay, good. Okay, so what we all seem to be understanding this. Remember, every question is the most important question. So just raise your hand if anything doesn't make sense to you, because this is new. Even when I saw this the first time, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I had to do the same thing. I had to sit down and I had to kind of draw it out and go. And then when I got it, when that light bulb came on, I said 100% I'm going to help run this company. 100% I'm going to find the capital to build this company and make this thing work, because this creates an economy that we've never had in home-based business before, where people can actually finally find a home, they can get paid what they're worth. And the best part is, because we're not an MLM, if people love Melaleuca products, guys, I got more Melaleuca products in my house than you could shake a dead dog at. I got tons of Amway products. I got tons of, I think I got Watkins products. The underarm deodorant's fabulous. It's the only thing that doesn't hurt my underarms because I have sensitive skin. So I have like probably 10 different companies' products in my home. And I just use the products, right? Because I've been in this industry for a long, long time and I love them. But the cool thing is when we have the pop store, we'll be able to make money off of our own stuff, which is really cool. But in the meantime, if you're a person who loves that company that you've been with, whatever it is, you can still do this and you can still build this and you can still learn and earn, because there's no competition between us and them, because we're in a totally different business category based on our comp plan. We're not a multi-level marketing. We're a one level affiliate program on the Infinity side. So no lawyer should ever be sending anybody a letter for doing that. If they do, you're in a very good stead to go after them. We're doing things like that. So let me get into the IGSE, which is the Infinite Generational Shared Economy, what I affectionately call the Infinity Loop. So receive $15 of the coded commission for week A for one. And what's going to happen is you're going to receive $15 on A's top two personals. So remember, we're in a business of building communities. So when you're putting your personals in, hopefully you're putting in one, then, three more to get to four, and then four more to eight. What's going to happen is you're now teaching and duplicating and helping your people in depth do that. And why do you want to help your people in depth? Like, why, when the newest person comes in, do you personally want to give them a call and say, hey, I've been here for a little bit. I got a pretty good understanding of what's going on. I want to be able to help you get your first three or four people so you can, make enough commissions so that your education is free, even though it's free because of your rewards anyways. But let's make you a bunch of money. Let's get those goals for you. And I think that's a very important call. It's a hint, for people on here who are leaders, that you always want to be calling the newest person and reaching down and helping that person. And this is why, because you're going to be teaching your people to do the same. And now you're going to have a business that's going to start growing in depth. And we're going to show you how, in growing in depth, how this infinity loop is going to put a bunch of coded members right on your first level and blow anybody else's income for the size of group out of the water. So you're going to receive the coded commission, pardon me, on A's top two personals based on their revenue for week one. And what's going to happen is A is sponsored people, and you're going to receive $15 on two of theirs. And A's people have sponsored people because you're doing proper, you're building a community downline. And then A's people are sponsoring people. And this can go down 50, 60, 100 levels. There's no cap on this. So all the computer's doing is it's looking for two things. It's looking for the top four businesses each week by revenue, and it's going to make sure that when people are shared, it's never sharing the same two people twice. And then based on the growth of your organization, as it grows in depth, those individuals will be put on your front line. So instead of you, like most comp plans, making between 1 and 5%, which is of 100, say, of 100 points, which is $1 to $5, you're consistently making $15 on that, on that 96 that's for the infinity. So that's a big, big deal. So let me just take a look here, and let me grab that other. Where is that? Is it here? Keynote? Okay, here we go. So I'm going to show this in a way, that's more hierarchical, that we've been used to for the last 20 years in the home-based business industry. So here's you, okay, and you've put in three people. So now, because of the way the commissions work, and we know this, that you're going to be making 135, 135, 135. You're going to make all the commissions for this person. You're going to make the fast track 25 here, 25 here. When you add up all the commissions from this guy and the 25s from these two, that equals $135. So you've made enough commission to be able to take that out of your credit card and pay the next month, which is great. Pay the next cycle. Now, on top of this, remember you also have 250 rewards as well. So you're getting your course for free. You're getting your education for free, which is something that I hope you guys, really help a lot of people understand. So what's happening is you're doing the right thing and you're teaching the power of three to your people as well. So what happens is this person A has gone out and they've enrolled three people at the infinity level, and B's enrolled three, and C has enrolled three. So what's going to happen is A, B and C in this case, they're going to go. Let me grab a. Okay, I want an arrow. Okay, beauty. Let me duplicate this a couple times. So in this case, in week one, B and C, they're going to go up to the person with respect to the new sharing economy, to the person who's coded above you. And also, let me duplicate this. There too down in depth. Okay. They're going to go up. So you're looking at this and going, oh, okay, wow. Now this could go down for generations. And we're going to show you how that works on the calculator. However, what's going to happen is A here, who you personally enroll, A is staying with you. And so A, of course, his first person is going to stay with him because he needs to be in a position when he puts in three that there's enough commissions to be able to pay for it. We've thought of everything. Power of three always means that you're going to get enough money to be able to pay for your next cycle. But looking at this, what's going to happen is this person and this person, they're going to land on your front line. So looking at this, duplicate. Let me see if I can make these smaller. Oh, perfect. Okay. So this person's sponsoring three. Let me duplicate this a couple times. Okay, because I'm just a little bit on the crazy organizational side. This will drive me nuts if it's not at least lined up. Okay, so this person's three, this person's three, and this person's three. Guess what? Well, the first person's going to stay in each of these cases. And number two and three, where they're going to go? They're going to go up to you on your front line at $15. And this is how the Infinity program works. So what we're going to do, so now you understand that when we show that you put in multiple people instead of putting in, three people, what you do is you put in, all of these arrows, they're all coming up to you. And what that's doing is it's putting $15, $15, $15, $15, $15, and you're coded all the way down to infinity. Okay. So let me just do this. That's coming to you. That's coming to you. So all of these are coming to you as this group grows. Now, this is the cool thing. That's just week one. And this could go down infinite levels. In week two, the next 7 days, what happens? Well, A is going to get shared up, and probably C will get shared up, but B will stay with you. So now you're going to make sure that you've got B's commissions coming into you, but then these guys are shared up. So what it means is this, is think about this guy here. Let's say this is this person here. Let me just put text in here. Let's say that this person is, let's say he is a superstar. Okay, he's super duper. Or she, doesn't matter. He or she, they, whatever. I don't know how they do all that stuff these days. It is what it is. Okay, here's this person's super. And then this super person, they go Martha Stewart. That didn't work. Okay, just give me a second here. They go and they enroll, and you guys are going to love this. And let's say this person's super duper right here. Okay, just put it underneath that middle person. So, how many times have you guys seen this in an organization before? And this could be in a hybrid where you're building three legs with a binary, 3 legs. You need a 60-40 split, 60% down the main leg and 40% spent between the two other legs you're building. And then the rest of the volume's put into a unilevel, or it's a binary, and you have this one massive leg growing, and you got these people in this leg, and they're amazing. Oh my gosh, I just got this guy, and he owns MLM in Asia. He's a multi-gazillionaire. He's got his own private jet. He's got 18 billion people in his downline. You guys have heard these stories if you've been around this industry. They drive me crazy. You know why? Because in a binary, it doesn't mean diddly squat to you outside of the fact that you better get off your rusty dusty and you better build that other leg, because you're going to be sitting there with a leg with a couple million. This has happened to me before. A couple million points on it. And the thing is the challenge with that is for people who aren't entrepreneurial and who don't understand business. When they have a runaway leg in a binary, or even in a trinary, what happens is they sit there and they log in, and they'll watch that all day go up and up and up and up, and they'll do that for 2, 3, 4 weeks. You know what's going to happen to them? They're going to get disillusioned. They're going to stop doing everything. And why do they stop doing everything? Because psychologically, they know that because their why isn't big enough, because their goals aren't manifested yet, they're not going to do anything. And they've got a great story, and boy, this could help them, but they're not ready to be prepared to meet the opportunity and be successful, because they've got this super person and this super duper person in their um, in their deal. So Ronald's got a question here. So Ronald, you're unmuted. You can ask your question.
Yes, I just yeah, because this I'm like just trying to grasp what's happening, because it's totally different from anything I've seen, which you've already mentioned. So when you first started out, and you gave the illustration of the folks that went up. So it's like those people would no longer be in my genealogy, so to speak. Um, However, with
for
what
for 7 days.
okay, okay,
7 days. That's it.
that's okay. That's what that was, because that's what I was wondering about. So
Yeah.
what happens after a
Yeah.
period of
So
time?
exactly. So think of it like this. Okay, we're in the 21st century, as Joe says. We're in the, I don't know, the third week of the fourth day of the 16th century. I don't know. He's got some kind of saying he does. Joe, why don't you tell us your saying? Because I just botched it. I don't know. Joe.
Third decade, the third decade of the 21st century.
Okay, there we go. We're in the third decade of the 21st century. So things are changing. Things are definitely changing with all this COVID stuff happening. Um, and what we have is what I believe to be um, the most proprietary answer to the biggest challenge facing all of us today is, how do we have an opportunity to work from home but really get paid what we're worth? And even in this industry, and I have a group that was in a gold company with 70,000 members, and they did what they said they wouldn't do over 8 years, is become a typical MLM, and they just changed their name and they just became a typical MLM. And it just aghasted me, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, what's going on here? And they're trying to pivot and trying to, I guess, be a better or a bigger part of this, of this economy. Whereas what we've done, which is very simple, is we really have the answer. So we're really sharing all of our organizations with each other. And this is why this is so important. I'm telling you, when you guys get this next little part that I'm going after, I don't think you're going to be sleeping tonight, because I remember when I finally got this, I was like, oh my gosh. So you've got super here. Let me get back to the point here. So you got super here, and that was a great question, by the way, Ronald. You got super here, and you got super duper. Now, super duper builds businesses 10 times quicker than super, but you're fully excited about super. Well, what's going to happen here is super, notice where the arrow's going. You didn't sponsor super, but you're going to have an opportunity to earn super, his coded bonuses and his efforts for a 7-day period. Where does that happen in any other corporation or any other compensation plan? Doesn't. You got the volume there, but you got to go out and build the volume on the other side to get that 10% or 8% or whatever it is in a binary. In this case, we're straight giving you super. Here you go. Here's super, but he's in my downline. What do you mean I get him? Well, you get him for 7 days. Have fun. Now, the great thing about this is the person who enrolled super, they're excited about it. Well, why are they excited about it? Because as super proliferates and grows his community, they're still getting their 10, 20, or 40% matching bonus. So it's like, yeah, super. Yeah, you go up and help that person because I'm still getting the lion's share of the money. I want to be in a position where you're building millions of dollars of volume. I want to get that 40% every week. Absolutely. That's paid out instantly as these things happen. Now, Super Duper, who's under Super, who is sponsored by Super, guess where he's going? He's going with you for that week as well. So now you have an opportunity to directly earn off the efforts of Super and Super Duper. Now, some people call these people big kahunas and they call these people whales. A whole bunch of, I don't know if it's derogatory or not derogatory. I guess it's a positive thing. I'd be a whale in an organization to build big teams, right? Okay, that's cool, whatever. I'm just going to call them Super and Super Duper. We're going to do the KISS principle, which is keep it simple, superstar. We always stay positive here. Keep it simple, superstar. So we got Super, we got Super Duper. And where are Super and Super Duper's efforts going? They're going to you. They're being shared with you. But the people who sponsor them are okay because they're still earning the other stuff. So let's go to the calculator. I hope, and this is the most, man, I'm telling you, if you guys and ladies get this concept right here, you better not sleep for a week. I'm telling you, especially because we got the reward system in North America right now, in Canada, the US, 400 million people approximately, that you can go to and say, hey, I've got something that's absolutely going to revolutionize home-based business because we've got great content and we got a lot of it and it's continually growing at value prices. So it's not going to put you in the even with this economy and where things are, it's not going to put you in the debt hole, which is great. But more importantly is you're going to get all that content for free and still save more money over what you're buying already because of our rewards program. That's a really fantastic way to pitch this. Holy moly, that's really, really cool. So looking at this, you got Super, Super Duper, and all of their efforts that are going to be shared. So you're going to get them, some days for a week. And depending upon how many people are sponsored and where Super Duper, because what's going to happen, remember, we're looking to never share the same two people, but also we're also looking to share 2 out of 4 people who have the highest revenue. So that's another huge salient point that you got to understand in the coding, because you could have something like this and you could have people who are, you sponsor 8 people and 4 of the 8 people are like, hey, yeah, this is great. And they're not ready to do stuff yet. That's okay. You give them books and they come to their stuff and eventually they figure things out and they start cranking and going. But with respect to this, now you're sitting there going, wow. So I can be in a position because of the way this is coding, that this is always going to share people to you based on strength. That doesn't happen in most comp plans. They're not built that way because the company wants to make the breakage. We make very little breakage comparatively to 100% of every other home-based company out there. But the great thing is we have digital products and we're running things a bit differently. So, and when I say that is that the administrators, because eventually we're going to be an international co-op, all of us administrators, we don't take any salary. We get to build a team just like you. So we're you. We just happen to be teaching you. We're alongside you. We're not above you. We're not below you. We're beside you. We're building this together. That's a really, really differently run company than what you're used to. But the cool thing is that our decisions in in comp plan are going to have to go through you guys eventually, because why would we, if we're getting paid to build a team like you, why would we be in a position to ever want to change this pay plan like every company does out there? And I've been caught with my pants down about, 5 times building huge organizations, just in the position where, oh my gosh, I'm finally gonna, put that 200 grand down on that house. And then all of a sudden, boom, you get the letter the next day to say, oh, hey, we changed everything. And then you're making one quarter or one half of what you used to make before, for some reason, like that person was having challenges, paying their huge debt load because they've got three $5 million houses or whatever it is. There's a million excuses out there. At the end of the day, every single one of you has lived through building a large team like that and having that happen to you. And it sucks. I hate those letters and I don't like those calls. And that's one of the reasons the four of us got together and we said, stop, no more. We're not going to be a part of this iconic hero culture that exists in this industry. That's garbage. we're we're people who've built large organizations, and we're going to put together a company that other people who are sick and tired of being sick and tired. You got to think, why do people join home-based businesses? Because they're sick and tired of dealing and building something for their boss, and they get in a home-based business and they build it up, and guess what? They got another boss because the guys keep changing the rules. Why does that happen? It's because the way those companies are administrated, they're top heavy with respect to salary and expectations of how much profits going to come to the company. I talked to a gentleman who's in a keto company the other day, who's a very good leader. And we talked for about an hour, and I said, hey, I said, since you guys have, decided to go that direction, how's things going? Because I don't see anything on social media anymore. I saw it in the beginning, but now after 3 months, there's nothing. What's happening? And he's like, the owner of the company is making a killing, but they've made it so very few people make any real money, and everybody else is just working like crazy just to gain customers in their customer model, but they're not making really any money. So we don't want that to happen anymore. That's why we built this. That's why this is going to be a legacy company. That's why we're going to be worth $1 billion. But in order to do that, what do we got to do? As leaders, all of us need to understand the intricacies of something that's really so profound and so different that it's going to change your life forever. And the cool thing is we're all used to sitting down, and I'm one of you guys. I'm one of you guys. When I say guys, just understand, I mean ladies too. It's just kind of the way I talk. Okay, so I'm exactly the same as you. So is David. So is Dan. So is Joe. We're all in the same boat. But the difference is, because the way we administrate this, it would go against it would go against all logic, because we get paid the same as you, for us to want to change this if it was going to hurt us. Because if it hurts us, it hurts you. If it hurts you, it hurts us. Versus us having a different administrative ability where we're getting paid, because there's $150 product, $100 is being paid out, and $50 are going straight to the company to run fixed costs, pay for salaries. That's one of the reasons we can pay out so much, because we don't have those fixed costs like all these other companies. So remember, now you have the opportunity with Pro One Plus Global on our pay plan on Infinity side to be able to build with Super and benefit from Super and Super Duper and their whole organization to infinity. And that's something that is absolutely, and I hope for each and every one of you, is so profound that you're sitting there going, oh my God, I found it. This is the thing. It's only taken me 20 years. Why 20 years? Like, when you think about how long we've been in this crazy industry, and the ups and the downs we've had, and the huge successes we've had, and the disappointments, because it's life. And we're sitting there going, why did it take so long? And a lot of it is actually computing power. To rebuild the genealogy every 7 days, it takes a lot of computing power to do that. And there's a lot of code to make that happen. So we didn't really have the opportunity to be able to put something like this together since previously. So that's why it's all about timing. It was the perfect time for this to happen.